Welcome to Conjured Craft. My name is Taryn, and as it turns out, playing games with your friends is pretty cool. I've spent a long time on this channel talking about how I don't play skirmish games, and that I only make models for fun. But when you fly across the globe to hang out with your internet friends in person, most of them for the very first time, I figured the least I could do was try their games. Before we get into my pro gamer content, I'd like to share a few notable highlights from my trip. The Grimdark Alley became the designated hangout for my fellow art goblins. We took over the tables and chairs and were set up for kit bashing and unofficial gaming demos. I made a few things while I was there, including this weird mecha dinosaur with a rider. I even got to use it very briefly in a game of Mech 28, and when the game was finished, I gave it away to a friend's little one because I needed all the space I could get in my suitcase. Last minute before flying out to Adepticon and trying to decide what to bring, I had a genius idea and packed my suitcase with half of my bits collection. It was mostly stuff from my previous life that I had been hoarding and never really did much with, so I took it all to trade with people to get new bits for my friends in the UK and EU. I've got a couple of events coming up, including Fringe, which is based in London. They're a very cool group of people who are organizing gaming and community building. And of course, later in the year, I want to donate to my lovely Belgians at Camping Kit Bash. I won't always be able to do this kind of jet setting between hobby events, so I figured while I can, let's connect our communities with as many cool and weird bits as possible. Throughout the con, I had my little Khajiit trading hall set up, but the night market is when people really turned out, and holy shit did you all turn out. I am super out of the loop on James' workshop and his many space Barbies, but after spending an entire day just clipping bits off of sprues, I have a ton of stuff to donate. So if you're one of the legends who traded or donated to me throughout the week, your friends across the pond, thank you. I don't really have any footage of this, but Jared and Jackson, the absolute mad lads, organized a 5K run called the Worst Pace Scenario. It was a super low stakes event, and you could walk if you wanted to. When we woke up on the morning of the run, there was a full-blown thunderstorm going on. I've never run in the rain before, I've never run with lightning going off around me, and I've never felt more punk in my entire life. It was the grimdark exercise experience I didn't know that I needed. Thanks again so much to Jackson and Jared for setting it up and giving me a fitness goal that gets me out of the house. Oh, and special thanks to Jared for being my cuddle buddy at the hotel. A few other highlights for me was getting to meet Matt, the creator of Smash Bash, and buying some teeth off of him, which I've been assured are his real teeth. I got to see one of my former friends and coworkers from New Zealand, which is like 20 hours of travel or something crazy, so that was a real treat. Oh, and if you ever do find yourself in Milwaukee with too much time on your hands, because just as an example, you arrived the day before a big convention and there's nothing to do, the first floor of the Milwaukee Public Museum rules, but do not go past the first floor. Just take my word on it. Finally, I found this new indie war game at the vendor hall. You've probably never heard of it, but it has some really interesting art, and I think it's great that they got out there with merch and props for people to see. The art looks really cool, but the lore could probably be developed a bit more. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm sure someone will let me know. To make sure this isn't a clickbait video, I have never played a skirmish game, a war game, anything before Adepticon. Plenty of TTRPGs, board games, video games, etc. And surprisingly, I'm pretty good at it. Or at the very least, I'm so bad at it that other people can't predict my strategy. Either way, I tried 3 indie games at Adcon, and I wanted to give their creators a chance to share their games with you. Starting with a friend of the channel, Fiverr.
Hi, I'm Fiverr and I'm the creator of Snack 28. It's a game about candy people eating each other. And I made it because I wanted games that don't have like any math in them, but still have all the violence. It's got a really fun aesthetic. I wanted something where my miniatures blended in for once instead of where they stand out on all the grimdark terrain. So, yeah, it's just a fun little game. You can actually play it in like an afternoon and not a whole day at a tournament, and it's fun. A lot of people have said their kids or partners like it, which is cool. But yeah, it's just my silly little snack game. They can find me on Instagram. My username is Sugar Candy Miniatures. And then the game is available for free on itch.io. You can just search for Snack28, and snack is spelled SNAK28.
I have a video on making some models for the game of Candy Cannibalism from last year, but my biggest takeaway from this experience is that playing on a themed gaming board is going to be a big part of keeping me engaged and invested in a game. Also, Spartan kicking your opponent off of a billboard so thematically that they ask to take fall damage is pretty gratifying.
Hi, I'm Clay, otherwise known as Super Claymation. My game is Thrin Odyssey. Thrin Odyssey is an eldritch, cyberpunk, techno, necromancy, mega corporation drilling magical oil from dead old god fossils. It's very arcadey. It's very retro video game. It's really easy to get into. There's very quick dice rolls. Movement is fast. Action is faster. There is dozens and dozens of power-ups that stack that you can mix and match to create just really weird and bizarre synergies as all of your robotic skeleton mechs and droids duke it out over drilling rights on a ruined and bizarre Earth. But there are boss monsters, just like any good retro game that is actively hunting the fellow players as they fight each other. And you also have to compete with the fact that your techno necromancers are logged into the dark web, which is just the internet fused with dark magic. And if certain things happen in the game, your mind and soul might shatter while it's happening, and then very terrible things befall. But that is the situation. What kind of makes it weird or unique is just this really board gamey, video gamey kind of party sensation in this just real quirky, doom poppy little spooky cyberpunk game. You can find me at Instagram at Superclaymation. You can also find Thrin Odyssey at my itch page, which is also going to be at Superclaymation, or you can just search for Thrin Odyssey and you will find it there. Rules are free to download.
While I love Snack 28 for how minimal the rules are, I'm obsessed with Thrin Odyssey for the incredible lore that Clay has spun together. This game is high on my list to make some models for, and while I tied for first, that isn't a loss, so at this point, I was still undefeated.
Okay.
Alright, what's the name? What's the game?
Elle Graves,
Tariq Havoc.
and we made Undercrown.
It is a 1v1, but potentially bigger. I fucked up. Sorry.
It's a 1v1 or potentially 2v2. We haven't play tested that yet. Underground medieval boxing ring that is low model count, minimal play space, and everything will be free on itch.io.
This is EG Makes. And
This is Tariq Havoc.
I thought that was nice. Yeah, but Tariq Havoc, EG Makes.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Of course.
That's the cutest interview I've done all day.
Hey, straight up, Underground slaps, y'all. The genre underground medieval fight club isn't something I knew I wanted, but the game really felt like I was in a boxing match or a street brawl. For me, this game is reaching the upper limit of how many rules I want to learn when I'm playing a new game, but Tariq was sat next to us as we play tested, and I really think that that's the most valuable part of learning a new game, is someone who's willing to teach you the rules. More importantly though, we had the first official Underground tournament, which I dominated in until the final round, in a ferocious matchup between my knight and Whittle Goblin's jester. If my streak had to come to an end, I'm glad it was to a good friend. And hey, I still got to take home a trophy. My first gaming trophy. So who knows, maybe it won't be my last. I had a lot of plans for what I was going to film, what I was going to do, what I was going to look at when I got to Milwaukee, and I'm really happy to be in a place where these are more like guidelines rather than obligations. The biggest thing I can say about going to the largest wargaming convention in the world is to just plan less for your time there. Be open to what's happening in the moment. Talk to people who are sat nearby, try something new that you wouldn't normally do at home, and above all else, remember that friendship is rad. Thank you so much to the art goblins that were in attendance. I love you all, and I'm really happy to get to call you my friends. Thank you for watching this video. I'm so happy you're here. Until next time, I'll see you soon.